Hi, this is David at Splunk. I'm going to be talking about a new app I wrote called Power Actions. Now, you won't see it in your list of apps because it actually hides itself. If you click on Find More Apps, uh, you can find it, install it by just typing in Power Actions. Spell it right. It'll be right here. You can install it, but again, it won't show up on this list. The only way you'll know it's really there is if you go to Manage Your Apps, and you'll see it, Power Actions, that it is installed. I have 1.1. So what does this app do? If we go to the Splunk base page, this description actually gives a nice overview of what it does. It adds a workflow action to each event in Splunk. So next to each event, you can do various operations, and we're going to go over each one. But you can search for unique values. You can search for rare terms, rare values, similar formatting. You can search around a time boundary. You can search Google for an event, and you can mail an event. So, for example, let's go do a search, and we're just going to search for something silly like error. Now, when I go down here and I select, all the Power Action ones have these little nice up arrow, which indicates that it's a Power Action. If I click Mail Event, it's going to open up my mail client and paste in all the fields for the event, which is kind of nice, and I can mail it conveniently. It's a lot more convenient than actually copying and pasting, because actually copying and pasting will leave lots of things and not get you all the fields you want. And so if I copy and paste, you'll see it formats it in this sort of not necessarily ideal way with all these links and things like that. So let me close this. So that was the first one. That was mail. The next one is search Google. So what this will do is it'll look at the text in the event that I selected, and it'll search Google for the keywords that it finds in that event. It won't search for numbers. It'll just strip those out, but it'll look for the keywords. And you can often find relevant events like this. Yeah, so that's searching for the event in Google. Search for rare terms. This will look at the text of the event, and it'll find events that are rare but not unique. They occur in other events. So this occurs in 76 other events. It looked for 5.6.0, which is right here, this DSN value. So it's a way to look for somewhat unique values, but values that aren't totally unique. Sort of helps you narrow it down. There's several different flavors of this. That was rare terms. There's rare values, which actually uses the field values. And in this case, it determined that looking at the to value and the PID of that event got you a nice small selection of events. Again, not unique, but very few. Let's go back. Now similar formatting, this actually let me skip to unique values. This one should get you a unique value. So some sort of value on the event that made it unique, which can sometimes be interesting and sometimes useful for alerting. So if I found this event troublesome, for example, I could basically say, well, what was unique about this event? And it'll come back and tell me exactly what was unique, and theoretically I could do something with it. Again, if you have suggestions for additional features, or if you have problems or questions, please let me know. My email is david@splunk. The next one I want to cover is similar formatting. So this will just use the punched field of the event, and it'll get you basically events that all look very similar. They have the same formatting, the same punctuation. That can be useful for narrowing down your events to similar things. Also, we have search 1 minute and search plus or minus 1 minute and search plus or minus 2 seconds. This will show me what happened in a 2 second window around the event that I selected, regardless of source or source type or host, so that I can see what other things happen in different files. There's one quick feature I want to add. So all the power actions that we've been talking about have been on this list right here, which are the workflow actions for the event. But there are also workflow actions on fields. So if you look up the host field, there will also be an action call with a power up icon called lookup host. And if you have any fields that have IP in them, source IP, destination IP, and so on, it'll also have the same action, which is lookup. So if I click lookup host, it'll go out to what's my IP address, and it'll tell you all about that host. In this particular case, yeah, it's a private IP address, so it's not going to be able to tell you anything relevant, but you get the basic gist that there's also power actions on host and IP fields.